wanted to make this quick disclaimer before I get into the point of this video. I don't want it to look as if I am picking on Facebook, because I do realize there is negativity on all types of platforms. But in reference to Facebook groups, what I'm seeing is that people are putting themselves out there, because you do have to do that in order to get information back, and that can be damaging to someone who is already self-conscious in their journey versus going on YouTube and looking at a video and you're not having to put yourself out there. So I just wanted to give my opinion on that. So if you're interested in that, stay tuned for the video. Hopefully I am in frame. Hold on for a second. Okay. All right, so today, for those who do not know me and who are just visiting my channel for the first time, my name is Tania. I am a mental health practitioner. I'm also a certified health coach. I do mainly Locs videos, but I'm very, very soon planning on doing a video on personal development, and then I also do videos on mental health and wellness. So got that out of the way. Today, I want to talk about why Facebook Locs groups can be so freaking negative. Like, I never went to Facebook for Locs support whenever I first started my journey, because I always went to YouTube, because YouTube, while it is a source of entertainment, it's actually a search engine. YouTube is a search engine. Even though it's a source of entertainment and we often refer to it for entertainment, its purpose is a search engine. So we go up there and we look for whatever our problem is, and for people who are starting Locs, they're looking for solutions to whatever Loc endeavors that they are encountering. So the difference between going to Facebook and going to YouTube, and this is just my opinion, Facebook can be so negative. And what I've noticed with Facebook is that the only way you could, in my opinion, get direct help or even get any level of insight on your own journey is if you put yourself out there on the wall of a Facebook group. And when you put yourself out there, even if you're asking a simple question, you are essentially opening yourself up to trolls. And I thought, of course, we know YouTube, especially if you're an avid YouTube watcher like myself, trolls just come with the territory. Like, I've had my share of trolls. They just there. They don't have nothing else to do. That's what they do for fun. But lately, I've been seeing a lot of trolls on Facebook Locs groups. People are genuinely trying to get solutions to their problems. Granted, even if it seems like, if you've been in the Locs game for a little bit and it seems like a simple question or solution to you, you don't have to demean that person because it is a brand new endeavor for them. That kind of pisses me off. And let me just give you an example. Now, there are going to be two different sides when it comes to whether or not people who are not Black can get Locs or not. But even if you feel a way about it, you don't have to demean a person who is not Black. Let's say, for example, there was this white guy that was on one of the Locs pages. I'm on 3 different Locs pages, I think. Yeah, I'm on 3 different Locs pages. There was this white guy that had asked how to start locks for his hair. And those who are familiar with, people with Caucasian hair or type 1 hair starting locks, the main methods are the back comb method or crochet method. But I guess he didn't go on YouTube or whatever, and he just felt that was a safe haven for him to ask a legit question because, hey, I'm on the Locs page and there are other white people up here, so it shouldn't be an issue. So people were literally attacking him, saying, why don't you just be Black and then you can start your locks? Or how about not? Or just random offensive comments to his genuine question. Now, if you feel a way about a white person starting locks, that's your opinion. Everybody has an opinion, just like everybody has an asshole. But to go out of your way to scroll and see a post, take the time, click on the comment box, leave your comment, and then look to see if somebody responds to that comment, that's doing too much. Like, I don't care what your thought process is. You can't tell somebody else what to do with their hair. I don't care if you've been natural for 25,000 years. At the end of the day, it's their hair. Period. So what I've noticed is that, and I know YouTube has its share of backlash when it comes to different things too, but my strongest suggestion for people who are starting their lock journey is to honestly stay away from Facebook groups, or at least minimize your interaction or engagement on Facebook groups, because there are people that I've seen put their pictures up there, especially if they're in the starter phase of the ugly stage, and people have laughed at their hair. People have pointed out obvious things that they may or may not have been doing with their hair, and it's like, that isn't the point of these lock groups. The point of the lock group is to get support. The point of the lock group is to get your questions answered from someone who has already been there. The point of the lock group is to feel like you're in a safe space for your locks, for the cultivation of your locks. And it just pissed me off. So, another example of what I saw that offended me in one of these lock groups, and I don't even honestly know the names verbatim of each of the lock groups that I'm in, was, it's not even just white versus black. It could be, there was this one black girl who put up a simple ass question. She has issues with like her edges, I guess there was just enough hair to kind of like finger coil it and to kind of semi start a lock, and she asked a genuine question. As you can see in the picture, she had a side by side of what it would look like if she tried to start the lock just with that little piece of hair itself, or if she took that hair and added it to an existing lock. She asked, should I start this lock by itself or should I add it? Somebody said,
do what you want to do.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
I said, okay, well, obviously she knows she can do what she wants with her hair, but she came to this forum because there are people who have been in the game for a while, and she wants to know their input. And she literally said that. She said, well, obviously I know that I can do what I want with my hair, but I'm coming here because I want insight from people who've already been there. And then this person was literally going back and forth with her, calling, and I don't like using this term, calling her Riri, which stands for, in her mind, retarded. How is somebody retarded for asking a question about what to do with their hair, and they've never done this before, and they're trying to do it themselves? Like, the point of my channel is, honestly, I'm a DIYer. And no shade to lock professionals, but I'm not going to go to a lock professional to do my hair. Like 9.999 times out of 10, I'm not, period. Like, I'm just not. This year, I started making videos specifically for people who are looking to DIY their locks, either starting them out or to maintain their locks. Like my husband, he started his out with a professional, but he's been maintaining, or I've been maintaining his locks. And sometimes people don't want to go to a professional, so they try to go to their peers, their lock peers, to understand how to mitigate or navigate around a problem. And if they feel like they don't have a safe space to do that in a group forum or on a lock page, then the whole lock community, in my opinion, sometimes can be total freaking bullshit. It is. You know what I'm saying? Like, why should you demean somebody for trying to get help for something, especially if it's lock? The lock community is already a super niche community. I think that if you're on lock pages, whether it be on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, there is a misconception that locks are more popular than what they actually are, and they're not. They're not. We are still a niche community. Even within the natural hair community, we are still very niche. We are still stigmatized, even within the natural hair community. And endeavoring on a lock journey is something that is, for some people, for a lot of people, it's okay, it's just another hairstyle. I'm going to comb them out whenever I feel like them. I'm going to cut them off whenever I feel like it. But for a lot of people, it's a very spiritual journey, and they're trying to learn about themselves, and they're just trying to get insight from, I don't want to say lock mentors, but people who have already been there, And it just makes me sick to see people who are really trying to reach out for help. Because even though I wasn't necessarily in that space when it comes to my locks, I have been in spaces when I've tried to improve myself in other ways where I've come across the same bullshit from people who think either that you should just get it how you live, because at the end of the day, I had to learn on my own, so you should just learn on your own. That's not the point of having support groups for Locs or having groups on Facebook for Locs. It's to help people along their journey if they're putting themselves out there. And if you don't have anything nice to say, then just don't say nothing at all. So my whole point is, if you are starting Locs, I can't tell you where to go and get your support, because there have been a lot of positive people like myself in these Loc groups who do give quality feedback, who do give resources when people ask, but then there are a good amount of people who are trolls too and just looking to pick a fight. What I've noticed with YouTube is that there's a greater possibility for help and a lesser possibility for people coming for you for asking simple questions. If you have something that you want to know about your hair, you can simply just go to that video and get your answer, rather than on a Facebook group putting yourself out there to be exposed to not knowing what you're talking about, or being ridiculed for how your hair looks, or being ridiculed for asking a dumb question, you know? So I just wanted to make this video. It's more so of a rant video. I just don't appreciate that. The barrier for starting your Loc journey is a lot more difficult when it comes to getting support, in my opinion, nowadays, that social media has gotten even more condensed with bullshit, if that makes sense. So I just want my page to be a safe haven for people who are looking to getting into Locs, or starting their Loc journey, or looking for any kind of support or insight. I'm not going to ever demean somebody for endeavoring on Locs, no matter if they're black, white, Asian, whoever. I'm never going to spew negativity in that regard, regardless of what you're getting them for. And if you have a question about anything that I've talked about my Loc journey, or if you have just a general question, for those who don't know, I'm 4.5 years into the game. I will be 5 years in March 2020. And I feel like my Locs have, they're doing very well. I have to wash them, and I have to do a retwist, because it's been, at this point, 4.5 weeks since I interlocked. So I do need to do something with my hair. But yeah, that's basically it. I've talked enough, and until the next video.